Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening. You gotta stop doing that.
What?
The googly eyes. You look
What's
like
wrong with the googly eyes?
Because you look like a ventriloquist dummy. Like someone's got a hand up your ass. They're making you talk.
No.
I am your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my ventriloquist brother. My ventriloquist dummy brother. My dummy brother. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
At least I'm no crash dummy.
I like the crash dummies.
No,
buddy.
you don't want to be a crash dummy.
Crash
Just the
dummies
dummy's
are great.
okay.
So last week, you bitched about shirts. So I found the loudest shirt I could find.
Dude.
You can't look over here.
No,
It will blind you.
What the heck?
That's
too bright.
This is for when I go
You gotta
running
go
in
change.
traffic.
You
I
gotta
can
go
run
change.
I can run down the middle of the busiest street and no one hits me with this thing.
Everyone, you gotta wear like sunglasses in the dark.
This is blinding people. People see this and they're like, swerve. It's like looking directly into the sun.
Can't wear them too tight though.
What are you talking about?
Looks like your gut's about to bust through it.
Yeah, well, setting records every week, bro.
Raising the bar.
That's right. I am literally raising the bar every day.
Or the scale, weight.
That's right. I'm setting records every week. So, what you been up to, man?
Man, I went to a freaking concert last night. A concert!
How old are you? Aren't you too old to go to concerts?
Listen, I'm not a concert goer by any means.
That's for damn sure.
And at whatever age I am, I forget, 30-something.
30-something?
I realize I'm just too old for a concert.
Did it go too late? Was it past your bedtime?
It did.
Oh.
It really did. I mean, my wife had a good time.
She's not as old as you are.
Well, no, but she also likes to dance, you know, the rah-rah. And
Wait a minute. Now, that's right. At concert, people always break out and dance.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
who'd you go see?
No, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay, so there's not a whole lot of dancing to a Jay-Z rap, but if there's some Beyonce going on, there's some dancing. You, my friend, let me count how many times I've seen
there's no
you dance.
dancing to Beyonce.
Hold on, let me count how many times I've seen you dance. Hold on, and it's 0.
I got 3 left feet.
3.
3, that's right.
You can't count your hands as left.
I count my kickstand.
It
It was a good concert. It was pretty good for being my first or second concert or whatever. It was pretty tight, but you know, I probably won't go to another one ever again.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I would go. I would have gone to Jay-Z and Beyonce. There's a few that I would go to. I've been to I don't know. I'm not a big concert guy either. I've been to maybe 3.
That many? You definitely don't look like the concert going type of fellow.
You know,
especially at this stage of your.
You know the first concert I went to?
What was that?
Cypress Hill.
So
I've never gotten high on purpose.
But you came out of there
high as a motherfucker. I mean, I was high. Wasn't even the word for it.
Yeah, I can only imagine. No, well, I might take that back. If Cypress Hills comes to Houston,
I'd be willing to go. That was a good time.
I might go to that.
Actually, I went to see the Counting Crows as well, or the Black Crows. Counting Crows? I don't know, something like that.
What genre? Is that like heavy metal?
No.
Okay, because you don't like the heavy metal. Your hair's too short.
No. Well, I didn't always have short hair. I had longer hair once.
The mullet. Yeah.
And a mullet.
We'll have to bring that picture out one day.
Thank God we don't do the podcast on Thursdays. It's never Throwback Thursday.
we will the one time.
I keep looking at my phone. I apologize. I'm going to apologize
Why?
right now. I have a supreme bet going on that is about to catch a 3-run home run for the Mets. It's 9-4 in the top of the ninth. I've got a very important bet going on, and I'm going to put my phone down now because I think it's out of reach.
Do you want me to jinx it for you?
No. I got a big prize on the line.
What is that?
I told myself I would not say anything until it was over. It'll be over in a little bit. I'll tell you.
Might as well tell us.
No, it'll be breaking news, bro. But anyway, now I got a big lead. I'm happy.
Exactly. Now you should tell us.
No, it's not over.
They want to know.
They will know because it's going to happen during this show. Where do you want to go to first?
What about since you talking baseball and you don't want to say the score, let's talk some baseball. My
thoughts on baseball after this week. Y'all know I'm all in on this American League playoffs, right? I think the playoffs in the American League are going to be phenomenal. I am now very concerned about the Yankees.
Oh, finally. Finally. He says it.
I'm getting concerned.
Just now?
Judge came back, but he didn't do anything. And Chapman threw a simulated game today, but they still don't really have a timeline for him to get back. Look, I think the Yankees can still do damage in the playoffs, but it's certainly going to go better for them if they have those two men at 100% or close to it.
So I was right. I was bored. I was right.
Yeah, well,
no, admit it.
Why
do you not want to admit it?
Man up and admit it. Because I'm still not worried. I mean, there's still a really good team, and in a series, anything can happen.
It's okay. Well, in the one-game series, they're stuck in that one-game series.
That's true. They do have that one-game series with. Look, we know that's not changing unless the A's run out the last 15 games or whatever, and overtake the Astros. But I don't think that's going to happen. The Astros are finally healthy. And they're looking tough. Man, Verlander is still dealing. It's just amazing. I don't understand.
It's, and I thought once he got married or proposed to, what was it, Kate Upton, I thought things would go downhill from there. And no, it's helped out.
No, he is.
I think he won Player of the Week this past week.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's just... And the other concern that people are not talking about, and I think it's because people don't take the Indians seriously, but Trevor Bauer and the other pitcher on their team that's good, the name escapes me, is coming.
Carrasco?
No.
Oh, that's coming back?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Tomlin?
I'm drawing a complete blank.
Tomlin?
No.
Is he injured?
He's injured.
Who is it? A pitcher?
Two pitchers, yeah. They got one that just came back and one that's about to come back.
Reliever, starter?
Starter.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Oh, man, that's going to bug me. Anyway, that's a little bit of a concern. Obviously in the series, it's...
No one has talked about the Indians all season long. Seriously, nobody has.
In all fairness, I mean, they're up 15... Well, they've already clinched, right? They were up 15 for... They've been up 15 for a couple months now. They don't have 100 wins. They're not going to get to 100 wins. Heck, they may not even get to 90. They're at 83.
The Red Sox have had pretty much the same lead. They've been holding this 6 to 9 game lead for most of the second half, and they're talking about them.
Yeah, but that's also Boston as opposed to Cleveland, which, Boston and the Yankees are, what's their name? I understand. What's their name? The Boston ESPNers?
Something like that.
And the New York ESPNers from the Bronx. So yeah, I mean it's just a different market, right? And the fact that the Red Sox are going to be pushing 110 wins as opposed to the Indians who are at 83, 84, that makes for more conversation. And there's no race in the Central.
The Red Sox is a concern right now. That was my pick out of the American League to go to the World Series, but Sale not pitching all the way, and then they took him out like last week, and he went to the bullpen. I don't know. I think
they're just being very careful.
I don't think he's 100% healthy. David Price, you don't know what you're going to get out of him.
But even so,
and their bullpen is not that good.
But even so, they've got offense for days.
Yeah, but offense doesn't win in the playoffs.
Man, when you have that much offense, it does.
I don't know. And the other team that is kind of really flying under the radar to me is the Astros again. I mean, they're almost back at full strength, right? If Correa can start hitting all of a sudden,
yeah.
I mean, now they got their bullpen working and their starting pitching is pretty good. It looks like you were right from maybe a month ago when you said better the injuries happened when they happened for the Astros, and now look, they're kind of. Yeah, now they look like they've regrouped and and look dangerous.
Yeah, look, I respect all three of the division leaders and the Yankees and the A's. You know, the A's, we poo-poo them. Well, you don't. I do. I don't think that they are that good. But they have, they've got 90 wins, and they're a darn good baseball team. They're probably going to win 96, 97 games.
The Astros?
No, the A's.
Oh,
the Astros
A's
are going to win 100.
Yeah.
100
I was going to
something.
say, because they're at 94 right now.
Yeah. So, and again, no September drama in the American League.
None.
We know the 5 playoff teams. We pretty much know where they're going to seed. Red Sox 1, Astros 2, Indians 3, Yankees 4, A's 5. Maybe the A's overtake the Yankees. I don't think so, but it's pretty much set. Yankees and A's in the Bronx for the wild card game. And quite frankly, I'm ready for it because I think the American League playoffs are going to be a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait. In the National League,
It's a mess. And real quick, Tampa Bay, the Rays, and the Mariners have 82 wins. Do you know that if they were in the National League, they would be tied? They would be a 4-way tie for the second wild card.
Wow. Going back to the American League real quick, as impressive as Boston is at 103 wins on pace to win about 110, more impressive than that in the American League. Baltimore has lost 107. They're on pace to lose 114 games. Actually, no, I take it back. 116, 117 games.
Wow. So they're going to lose more games than the Red Sox are going to win.
Yeah, that's the real race to me.
Wow.
And then...
wow.
And there could be as many as 3 teams with 100 losses. KC will likely make it. They're at 97 right now with 14 to play or 13 to play. And the White Sox are at 90 losses.
That could happen.
So they could easily lose 10 of the last 15,
those
games.
central teams, all the other 4 besides the Indians are just going to beat up on each other. But that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of 100 lost teams. I mean, in the National League, in the East, it looks like Atlanta has all of a sudden really got a grip of that division.
Yeah,
no?
I mean, they're up 6.5. It's been a little of both. I think Atlanta's played well. The Phillies have really hit the swoon here in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. It's unfortunate. The Nationals never mounted that run.
No.
Never.
No. What are they back now? Like
7.5. It's not a ton, but
they've been there all year long.
Yeah, but you're right. That's about where they've been. They've played better baseball here in the last 10 games, but still not enough. Chicago has a pretty firm hold, but it is a little dicey. Now, they have the advantage of they're playing most of their games at home the rest of the way, and even when they go on the road, they go see the White Sox, which is just down the road.
Right.
And it's the White Sox, a potential 100-loss team. So I think they're looking pretty solid to win the Central.
And I think the Brewers took like 2 out of 3 last week from the Cubs.
No, the Cubs took 2 out of 3.
Oh, the Cubs?
They won the Saturday and
Sunday.
Oh, okay. And the Brewers won on Friday. And then you've got Milwaukee, St. Louis. Milwaukee's pulled ahead of St. Louis. They're 3 games ahead of them. And then out west, good Lord.
Milwaukee they got Lorenzo Cain and Christian Yelich. Those might have been the best free agent pickups this
Christian Yelich hit for the cycle again today.
Oh, again?
Again, against the Reds. First time ever one person hits 2 cycles against the same team.
Holy crap.
In one season. Isn't that
wow, I did not know that. That's got to be the hardest
breaking news.
One of the hardest feats in baseball.
The triple is the tough one.
Yeah, the triple, right.
That's the tough one. He's done it twice.
Wow.
Bring on the Reds.
Damn. That's
and it's been like in the second half of the season, right?
And the other one wasn't too far back.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like a month ago. Maybe 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So you've got that. And then out west, we've got an exciting 3-game set starting with Colorado and the Dodgers. Starting tonight. Starting in a little while, actually.
Yeah.
Half game difference. Colorado's up on LA. And then Arizona 4.5 back of Colorado. So they're not out of it, but they're starting to fade a little bit. And so when you're looking at the wild card, you've got the Dodgers and the Cardinals tied for that second wild card. You know, if the Cubs somehow screw it up and the D-backs play well, we could end up with the Cubs, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Rockies, Dodgers, and D-backs all tied for division leads and wild card positions. How interesting is that going to be?
That's what I'll be rooting for.
That's totally what I'm rooting for. I've always rooted for one of those, you need 6 one-game playoffs to determine who goes to the playoffs.
They're going to have to play 170 games.
Yeah. Look, I think it's easy to pick the Cubs out of the Central. Who do you think is going to make it out of the West?
Out of the West, I've been saying it the whole time. The Dodgers don't have the pitching.
You're going to stick to Colorado?
I'll stick to Colorado.
I think the Dodgers are going to win the West, and they're going to pull away at the end.
At the end, when the season's over?
When the season's over, they're going to... I still have faith in the Dodgers. They have not been hitting great. Their hitting is starting to pick up. And I think that will mask the pitching problems that they won't be able to hide in the playoffs.
No, but
it will win them the division.
Well, as of now, they're playing the. I don't consider that one game playoff a playoff game. It's just a 163rd game. Is
it officially a playoff game? Does it not count in regular season stats? I thought it did.
I thought it counted a playoff game. It's a wild card game. One game. Wild card game, no?
No.
Is it a 163rd game?
Are you talking about if they end up tied?
No. Okay, as of now, Milwaukee and the Dodgers are gonna play the one game playoff, right?
No, because the Dodgers are tied with St. Louis. So St. Louis and if it ended today,
hold on.
Colorado would be in.
Somehow here they don't have St. Louis up there.
Yeah, no, but they've got the same record.
It doesn't matter. They must have a tiebreaker or something.
Do they have tiebreakers for that, or do they make them play one game?
I think they have tiebreakers over it.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, either way. Let's just say it's Milwaukee and the Dodgers.
No, let's go to the American League. So you're talking about the Oakland Yankees game.
Yes.
That's not a playoff game.
That's a playoff. No, it's not a playoff game. No.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. You're playing to get into the playoffs.
No, you're in the playoffs.
No, because you have to play a 163rd game to see if you make it to the playoffs, to play a team that's already in the playoffs.
No, that's a playoff game.
Playoffs?
No. Look, this is why it's a playoff game. Because the Yankees could be 15 games better than the A's. They still have to play that one game, and it's an elimination game.
No.
It doesn't matter if the Yankees finish 5 games ahead of the A's, they still have to play one game to see who wins, to see who goes on to the next round of the playoffs.
Okay, well then, and
that's not a 163rd game. A 163rd game is if the Dodgers and Rockies end up tied and they need to figure out who's going to win the division because the Brewers and Cardinals are already the wild card, then that's a 163rd game. That is not a playoff game. That's a regular season game to break the tie of the regular season.
I understand it. I agree with you, but it should not count as a playoff game. It shouldn't count as your playoff statistics.
The wild card game?
Yes, no, it's not. It's not a playoff game in my eyes.
It's a playoff game.
I don't agree, but okay.
Well, you know what?
I don't care what you.
Your eyes kind of don't matter, except when they do that.
It's not a while. It's not a playoff game to me.
It's a playoff game for sure. For sure, it's a playoff game. So you think Colorado, and then the 2 wild cards that are not going to play in a playoff game, even though they call it.
Cards. Why don't I just say the wild card winner?
Oh, okay. Well, no, because there's drama on who's going to be the 2 wild cards. Because it could be the Dodgers and Milwaukee.
It's going to be Milwaukee and Colorado.
So who's going to win the division?
Chicago.
Who's going to win the West?
Oh.
Miraculous comeback by Arizona.
Nah, I don't... Man, what are they, 4.5?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it'll stay like this. MLB needs the Dodgers.
So Colorado wins the West.
Who would watch? Yes, Colorado will win the West. Dodgers.
And then the Dodgers and the
Milwaukee
Brewers will play the
the
non.
163rd
They'll play
game.
the playoff game that's not a playoff game.
They'll play the non-playoff to get into the playoff. Yes.
They'll play the non-playoff game.
Right, and they'll play it off in
The
one
wild
of the,
card
yes,
game,
yes,
which is a playoff game.
In one of the playoff stadiums.
That you think is a non-playoff.
Which is not.
A playoff game.
It's horrible. They should go back to 2 divisions.
Oh, totally.
You agree? I would love that.
I wouldn't mind if they went 4 deep, right? 2 in each. So if they took the top 4 in the National, take the top 2 in the East, the top 2 in the West. Back in the old days, it was just the winner of the East versus the winner of the West, right? And that was the LCS. I would be okay with them taking the winner of the East, the winner of the West, and the next 2 best records, or the top 2 from each division, whatever. I think that's fine.
I think top 2.
4 teams from each league would be perfect. I agree with you. This wild card playoff thing is dumb.
And then you just have those teams in that division play each other more often.
Yeah.
Right?
Remember back in the old days when they played 45 games against each team in their division? When it got to September, look, it was going to be a fight because you played each other all the damn time.
They knew each other so well.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
And back then it was just... it just goes to show you where sports has gone, right? It was more physical, more beanball. You can do, like basketball,
there was more
right?
charging the mound. There's more fights. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff. And even for the teams that weren't really in the playoff chase, I've always said it. August was always a great time to see baseball fights because by the time August rolls around, you've already played a lot of games. So you've got teams that have no chance of making the playoffs, but they've played a lot of games, and they got a lot of games left.
It's hot in August.
It's hot as hell, and the fuses were about this big.
Oh, yeah.
So the slightest thing, man, inside fastball, and they were staring each other down, and next thing you know, there were people charging the mound. That's where you got good fights like Nolan Ryan versus Robin Ventura and things like that. Now you don't get as much of that. It's unfortunate.
No. I don't think you'll ever see a fight like that where the old man grabs the guy in the
where
headlock.
Anyone grabs a guy in a headlock and pounds him.
This one was even worse because
he was an old guy. And Ventura was young back then.
Yeah. That was a good one.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. I don't care what he claims. He got his ass beat.
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay, breaking news. We have breaking news.
Finally.
We have breaking news.
What is it?
So, you will recall on this very podcast, a while back, I made the comment, as unpopular as it may have been to some of our fans, that the Phillies were going to fade. I had done some analytics, and I thought the Phillies were just not... They were on pace to win 92 games at that point. I just didn't think they could hold it up. I saw a bunch of statistics, historically and with the Phillies themselves, that told me it's not going to happen for them. I made this comment to a friend of mine, a dear, dear friend of mine. One would say like a relative.
Wow. A cousin maybe?
A cousin. Oh. But even closer than that.
Oh, wow.
It broke my heart to tell him this. But I said to him, I don't mean to burst your bubble. I don't think you're going to win the division. I don't think you're going to make the playoffs. And in fact, I don't think you're going to win 90 games.
Damn.
To which he quickly and emphatically replied, let me see if I can recall. I'm sure I could scroll through my text, but I think it was, fuck you. At which point...
Person sounds familiar.
Anytime someone speaks to me directly in such a manner,
right,
I offer a wager. Okay. Because I feel like this person has confidence that may be misguided. And I had confidence as well. And so we made a bet.
Sweet. Love bets.
It was a $10 bet.
Okay.
However, it gets better. This person said he would send me, listen to this, send to me in lieu of $10, which I would gladly accept, a Philly cheesesteak. And I told him, don't send me some bullshit steak-'em sandwich. I want a Philly cheesesteak in a brown paper bag with the grease coming out of the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Like the one Will Smith snuck in Uncle Phil?
Yes. And today, on the 32nd anniversary of the Mets clinching the NL East in 1986, the Mets clinch me a cheesesteak.
Wow.
You can say whatever the fuck you want for the rest of this show. I don't care. I am happy.
He's probably going to get you a frozen dinner cheesesteak.
If he gets me a frozen dinner, I'm going to beat him with it. Cousin Jay, I love you, bro, but...
Time to pay up.
I hate to say I told you so, but send me my cheesesteak, mofo.
That's a pretty nice wager win right there.
I know. I'm going to break my arm, pat myself on the back.
Yeah, I would gladly take the cheesesteak over the $10.
Oh.
Any day.
For sure. I don't even know.
Because it's not like you can take those $10 and buy a good cheesesteak out here.
How much is a cheesesteak up there? I don't even remember.
I don't know. Probably around that much.
I would take the sandwich over. Hey, send 2. Since the Mets clinched, since the Mets did it for me, you have now lost 73 games. You will not make it to 90 like I said. And it's not looking good for the playoffs either, by the way. Go ahead and send 2 since the Mets are the ones that clinched it for me. I might share it with you.
That's okay.
I will bust that cheesesteak open on this show.
He better send it.
He better.
I don't care if I don't get one. I just want him to send it.
You know what? I would deliver that cheesesteak.
Are we going to have to go up there?
No. I want him to deliver me a cheesesteak. Jay, if you want on this show, bro, deliver me a cheesesteak. We'll do a podcast just for you, with you, on this show, handing me my winning cheesesteak.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Dude, seriously, we can talk about whatever you want. I truly don't give a shit anymore. I am so happy to win a cheesesteak. It's amazing. One little thing, and I am...
Cheesesteaks are so good, man.
And we don't have them here.
No.
I mean, we've got some places that
we do, but it's,
to sell Philly cheesesteaks, but it's just not the same.
It's all in the bread.
You think so?
Yeah, it's all in the bread.
I don't know, but I mean, the cheesesteaks up there. Remember the last time we were up there? Drunk as a skunk.
Well, that's the best time to eat it. That's the best time to eat a cheesesteak.
Well, it cures the hangover because you get the grease in you before you get sick.
Yes, and then in the morning,
you eat another one. Yeah, absolutely.
In case your drunkenness was really bad.
So anyway, bottom line, Jay, go ahead and send that cheesesteak. Let's move on to the next topic. Although I cannot get a cheesesteak out of my mind.
He should send a cheesesteak with the $10.
He should deliver the cheesesteak. I want him to deliver.
How can we make him? He's not going to deliver the cheesesteak.
I'm going to talk to him. He'll deliver.
He's got... if he delivers the cheesesteak...
It'll be a 3-man show.
Okay, next time we do any kind of wager...
It's got to be delivery.
Damn,
or DeJourno.
I don't know if I want that.
The way you bet, don't do it. Because you're a jinx.
I'm the jinx of all jinx.
You will fuck it up. Speaking of jinx, how'd you like that game last night?
I didn't watch the game. I was too busy partying it up with
that's right. You were at the concert.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So let's move on to football. Look, after 2 weeks, except for one game that's going on right now, the Bears and the Seahawks, I've come to one conclusion about the 2018. I've come to 2 conclusions about the NFL, the 2018 NFL season. One, I don't know a damn thing about what's going on. I have no effing clue. My predictions are trash. And 2, these new quarterback hit rules are going to have you screaming like I was screaming about the VAR during the World Cup.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Where do you want to go first?
Dude, these rule changes, I'm telling you, it's going to cost... it's going to cost someone a game.
Well, I think it cost the Packers the game yesterday.
It's going to cost somebody a playoff berth, a playoff game.
Well, I mean, look.
It's going to happen.
It could... The Packers are not in an easy division. With Minnesota and Chicago, the way they're playing, albeit 2 weeks in, it's not going to be easy for the Packers to win. It's not going to be easy for any of those teams to win that division. And the Packers have a tie on their schedule that should be a win. They should have won that game yesterday. But for that penalty. That penalty on Clay Matthews was ridiculous. And again, I go back to my original point. If you guys want to do this ticky-tack stuff with the quarterbacks, Put flags on them. Let them be the only players on the field with flags and judge it that way. That way you don't have these 15-yard fiascos. Because that's what it is. They're 15-yard fiascos every time I see it.
Or just, I don't want to see flags. I can't see flags in football. Or just push the quarterback down.
Two-hand touch like you play back in the playground?
No. Push them down. Just like push him.
You can't do that.
Sure you can. It's better than tackling.
It's roughing the passer if you push him.
And putting your weight on the quarterback.
But you can't push him either because what if he's already released the ball and you push him? And plus, if you push him, you can freaking launch him.
Yeah, I know, right? If you have like Khalil Mack.
I mean,
pushing Eli Manning.
Plus, how are you going to get your hands on them? A lot of times they're engaged in the sack. They're just trying to get a hand out there. I mean, look, they got to do something about it because I think it's. I agree with you. I think I believe it cost the Packers the game yesterday, and that game could be the difference between them making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. I mean, it's just. Man, it's rough. I just don't get it. And as far as other stuff that I don't know, hey, what is going on? What is going on in Tampa Bay and New Orleans? Right? What is going on in both of those situations? Because both of those situations are ridiculous. What is Tampa Bay? Now, I will say this. As much as I don't understand what's going on in Tampa Bay, please, sweet baby Jesus, let him keep winning so he can wear those outfits to the press conference.
God. It's not even his outfits.
Who cares?
They're Deshaun Jackson's.
Let him keep standing at the podium in whatever costume he decides to wear. I thought that was fantastic.
Did he not look like Conor McGregor?
Oh, I thought he was a dead ringer for Conor McGregor.
Did you see his pregame, not handshake, pregame ritual or pregame... With one of his offensive linemen?
No, I missed that.
Well, his offensive line, Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic
of the Buccaneers.
Which will eventually become Fitztragic, but let's go with Fitzmagic.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Before the game yesterday, they both had their helmets off, and they both have beards, and they rub beards together. How freaking fruity is that?
How awesome is that?
No, it's not. That's getting too close. It's bad enough you got your hand underneath your center's ass. Now you want to go do that. Well, might as well kiss each other.
If he's already had his hand up his ass.
Yeah, but no.
What's a little beard rub?
No.
Between friends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think does Winston have a job? Well, he can't have a job. There's no way you put him in. You got to keep the hot hand, right?
You got to stay with Fitzmagic.
You got to.
I think so. I mean,
and I think
if it's me, I would, but I think they're going to go back to Jameis Winston.
No, they would get demolished.
Not if they win.
They're not going to win because Jameis Winston eats the W's. He doesn't actually win.
No, I agree with you. However, I think the plan is to go to Jameis Winston, and I'm telling you, if they win, they'll go Fitz who?
Even if Fitzpatrick
Magic.
One of the
how many ways can we screw up his name?
One of the Bears players tonight, Zach Miller, the tight end, he had a shirt that said "Mitch, please." I thought that was pretty cool.
Mitch, please.
Yeah, instead of "Bitch, please," it's "Mitch, please." Mitchell Trubisky.
Trubisky, yeah, he wants Mitch to throw the ball to him. I like it.
That was pretty cool.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the Bucs.
And the Saints got blown out by the Bucs, and needed the Browns yesterday to miss like 3 field goals.
The Browns could be 2-0.
Instead,
I thought for sure as that game was going on yesterday, I thought for sure they're gonna go 0-16.
Oh,
if you're 0-16.
They're unbeaten.
Yeah, but hold on. Where does that put you, like, in the standings? Right, like, so let's say they're in that division with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and
shit, that's
and
like
Baltimore.
a 32nd pick in the draft. They don't have the worst record.
Right? They're better than let's say the
They have no win percentage.
Let's say the Ravens go 7-9. Well, 0-0 is better than 7-9.
So they win the division,
but it's not better than 9-7. Are they like a faux 8-18?
Dude, what? I mean, they haven't lost. Technically, they.
We got to look that up. Like, what are the tiebreakers? Are the rankings on wins or is it on win percentage? Because if it's on win percentage, their win percentage is 500.
They would have to go to a 1-game play a 17th game.
No, but wouldn't that be awesome if they go 0-16? They'd be like, we're so much better than last year. I mean, we didn't lose a game.
Yeah.
But we still haven't won a game in 2 years.
We still can't pop open this beer fridge.
Yeah, no joke. And they released Josh Gordon today, and the Patriots jumped on Josh Gordon like I jumped on that Philly cheesesteak a few minutes ago. I mean, they were like, yeah, we'll take him. I think it's a good move.
Well, yeah, every move the Pats make is a good move.
No, look, I think I don't think he's completely over his problems.
Bill Belichick is going to have Josh Gordon sober for the rest of his life.
At least this season.
That's crazy.
I know. But I think it's a great move for the Patriots.
For the Pats? Yeah, well, yeah. If you can
they got nothing. They got nothing.
Do you know if he's inactive for 10 games, they get like a late round pick from the Browns? He may be released. Patriots like the draft picks.
Yeah, but
they're not going to re-sign. You think they're going to re-sign him?
No,
exactly. So they're going to get something for him.
I mean, look, they're bringing him in. It didn't cost him. It cost him a 5th rounder.
No, yeah,
right?
I know, I understand.
Which is not a big deal. Well, not really a big deal to them. So yeah, they're gonna kick the tires and see what he can do.
Yeah.
And if he can go, then they're gonna put him on the field and they're not gonna care about that other stuff.
Possibly.
But if he gives them any kind of trouble, yeah, they'll release him in a heartbeat. They're not going to put up with, there's a zero tolerance policy in New England with the good players, let alone a guy who's, not really part of the system. So it's not a big deal.
Are we overhyping Sam Darnold this week? He threw 2 interceptions. The Jets lost the game.
But he's progressing.
You can't progress. No.
How
do you progress after a win?
He's still progressing.
You lost after getting a win.
Yeah, they lost, but he's growing as a quarterback. It wasn't as good of a game as Detroit. I understand what you're saying, but he wasn't catastrophic.
So you're not overreacting.
I'm not overreacting the other way, just like I didn't overreact the good way, right? Like, I didn't think he was the second coming of Jesus Christ after the game against Detroit, and I don't think he's Jamarcus Russell now, right? But I do think that playing that game yesterday, he still showed flashes of being a very good quarterback. I think he's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think so too.
And, it may not... I don't... Look, I think some people... ESPN specifically, we're talking about him like he was going to be Troy Aikman this week, and I think that's wrong. But I do think he's going to be an elite level quarterback at some point.
There's another team, the Dolphins. They're 2-0. Who would have thought they would have won their first 2 games?
And then on the other side, right? And then on the other side, you've got the Texans at 0-2. Now the first game, okay, they played the Patriots in Foxborough. Okay. But they got it handed to them yesterday against a Tennessee team that didn't look very good the first week. They're doing this rotating QB thing. They're using Blaine Gabbert for crying out loud. That does not bode well for the Texans. So again, more stuff that I don't know.
Sorry, Texans.
Well,
Saints.
Yeah, your fault.
My Super Bowl picks are not looking too great.
Pittsburgh didn't look great.
Pittsburgh, I'm telling you whose division that is. I'm telling you
the
whose
Bengals
division.
are 2-0.
I'm telling you whose division that is.
Indianapolis, who did not look good in Week 1 against Cincinnati, looked great against Washington. Washington looked great in Week 1, looked terrible yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I am completely confused. In my opinion, the entire league is 1-1.
It's the beauty of the NFL.
I mean, it is just a wreck.
So now the Vikings and Packers, when they play in November, is going to be
huge.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I wish that was the last game of the season between them.
Yeah, I don't. Look, I am. You pick a team, and I'll tell you how baffled I am by them because at this point I truly don't know anything about the NFL.
Well, I do know the Jaguars are the real deal, man. I mean, Bortles looks good.
He looked good. Yeah, I mean they
look good.
Yeah, but I mean,
and they got a top defense.
They almost got beat by the Giants, who do not look good.
Yeah, but they held them to 15 points.
The Dallas defense. Dallas defense is better than you thought.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's the poor offensive line of the Giants.
No. Look,
dude.
I understand.
They weren't throwing anything
that the Giants'
special.
offense is not great, but the Carolina offense is pretty good, and they shut that down too.
No, it's not. Name me a play on the Panthers? Go ahead. Besides Cam Newton,
McCaffrey.
That's all they got. He's garbage.
No, there's a lot of good players over there.
No,
Olsen.
No,
that's a good team. That Carolina team's pretty good.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and they shut them down. No, they shut them down. What a shutdown is considered in the NFL, which is when you hold teams on the
Dallas is not that good.
They're 1-1.
No, yeah, that's fine.
About what they are.
There's a bunch of teams that are 1-1.
That's about what they are.
So then the Patriots suck.
That's about what they are.
Then the Patriots suck.
9-7, 8-8, 7-9.
Then the Patriots suck. The Patriots suck then because they're 1-1 too, and they got 31 put up on them.
But they play against
a team that is not an offensive team. It's a defensive team. Jaguars are a defensive team.
Yeah, but it's a team that went to the AFC Championship game.
So?
That's a good team.
No, it's not.
And they beat the Texans, who are a good team.
No.
Before the season, they were.
No. The Texans are not a good team because now they're 0-2. So the Patriots.
Kansas City looks good.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes.
That guy looks really good.
No. You got to reserve that because the Steelers don't have a good defense.
He's done it 2 weeks in a row.
I understand that.
And here's the thing. He may not be as good as his numbers, but he has weapons everywhere.
Yes.
So he doesn't have to be as good as his numbers. His numbers will just be good.
No,
right?
The offense looks on point.
I mean, he's got a lot around him to help him out. So
he's good for fantasy because they have no defense. The Chiefs have no defense, so they'll be throwing the rock quite a bit.
Hey, going back to the Steelers, man, we're going all over the place.
We are.
Going back to the Steelers, when is Le'Veon Bell coming back, in your opinion?
I think he's going to sit this one out.
The whole season?
The whole season. I think so.
I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Look, he wants a long-term deal. He wants a longer-term deal than the Steelers offered him. No one's going to offer him a long-term deal if he's willing to sit out an entire year. I think he's...
Why not? He's got a whole year of not playing.
Because at that point, people will be like, he's rusty, he's a jerk, he's not a team guy, we don't want him.
He wants to get paid. How is he being a jerk? The guy wants to get paid.
I'm not arguing that he's wrong. I'm telling you what the teams will think and say, and hence he will not get as big a deal as he is looking for. What I think he's going to do is he's going to sit out 4 games. That way he can save his body some of the wear and tear, still show what a good player he is, come in and kind of rescue the Steelers, especially now that they've looked so poor in their first 2 games, and get paid. 4 to 6 games he's going to sit out.
I couldn't
come back.
Disagree with you anymore. What benefits him to come back for 12 games? We don't know that he's good? You don't know that he's good?
Yeah, but...
we know that already. We know what he brings to the table.
But you know how these NFL GMs
we've never seen a wide receiver or running back save a team. It's not the sport's most important position.
No, it's not, but...
And
again,
not to mention...
they're going to perform differently with him in it.
And not to mention, he's offended the whole offensive line that he's not coming back. I would not bank on that at all.
Will the Steelers trade him?
I don't know. Well, he's got to sign the freaking thing first. He hasn't signed the franchise tender. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the Steelers come back to him and say, "Look, we've made a deal to ship you to wherever," then he'll sign it and go, right?
I don't think he comes back, bro. I think he saves himself this season. I still think he gets paid what he's looking for. Maybe not exactly, but a few dollars down.
And therein lies the problem.
It doesn't matter.
That's why he won't sit out.
It doesn't matter. You know why? It doesn't matter the total salary. It's the guaranteed money that matters.
Right.
That's all.
But let's just throw out a figure, right? We don't know, but let's just say he's looking for $50 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
If he sits out the whole year, how much of a haircut off of that you think he's going to take?
I don't know, $10 million.
So you think someone would offer him 40? Whereas right now, someone would offer him 50. You think if he sits out the entire season, people will be a little iffy. They'll go down to 40. See, I think if he sits out an entire season, that 50 will go down to 20.
That
and
much?
That he will not want to do. And that's why I think he's coming back. Moving on. Philadelphia. Good news, bad news.
The She-Gals.
Good news, bad news. Bad news, they lost to the Bucks.
Aww.
Good news, Carson Wentz has been cleared and will be back. What do you think? Makes a difference or not?
Yeah, absolutely. Foles is not the... You know what? I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest with you. You know why? Because they have no damn receivers. They have no receivers.
Yeah.
They have nobody.
No.
So I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I think they play the Colts in week 3.
That helps.
That helps a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, the Colts look kind of good in the second game, right?
Yeah. Who knows?
But, no, I don't think it'll make a difference at all.
I just looked at my phone, and the Bears are up 17-10 on the Seahawks, and there's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I think the Bears are going to win this game, which means the Seahawks look
0-2.
0-2.
That's not a surprise.
You're not surprised by that at all?
No, their team is not very good. They don't have an offensive line. They don't have much of a defensive line. It's not the Legion of Boom anymore.
No, definitely not. But I thought they would be better than this. They look pretty poor. Like they look 4-12 bad to me. And I didn't think they were going to win 10 games, but I didn't think they would be 4-12. The way they looked over the first 2 weeks, they look like a 4-12 team.
When they have to play a team with a good defense, like they did Denver the first game, and now the Bears, they're going to run into trouble. Their offensive line,
their offensive woes are.
Yeah, I watched some of the first half, and they were getting to. Well, Khalil Mack was getting to Russ. No, the whole defensive line was getting.
Great move for the Bears.
That
defense was good without him.
Yeah.
Now it's really good.
Got him on my fantasy squad.
Khalil Mack or just
No, the Bears.
I was going to say, what kind of fantasy are you playing?
I always save the defense for the very last round.
Oh, yeah.
And I took them before knowing that Khalil Mack was getting traded. Because my draft was Saturday and he got traded Sunday morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Do you think Carson Wentz is going to make a difference? He would have been MVP last year. Let's be honest.
I don't think he's going to make that big of a difference. I am not very high on the Eagles.
I'm kind of contradicting myself. I said quarterback is the most important position.
Look, but Nick Foles has done a good job. He's not as good as Carson Wentz. I'd agree with that. But I also don't think Carson Wentz is as good as he was last year. I think last year was a peak season for him. I don't expect him to be as good as he was last year, especially coming off the knee injury. So I don't know how much of an upgrade this really is.
He's going to be rusty this game.
Yeah.
You have to go in there a little scared. I don't care.
Yeah, and that's
right?
my point, right?
Especially the first game.
Even if he was 100% healthy, I don't think he was going to be as good as he was last year. Last year was an exceptional season for him until he got hurt.
He would have been MVP?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And so I don't think he's getting... I don't think he would have been as good. And now you add on top of that coming off of the knee problem, I worry about him. Long term, yes, I think he's going to be an elite level quarterback. I just don't know if this season will be that season. I think he's going to take a step back this season. And look, Nick Foles is not great, but he's proven that he can do it in crunch time. He's proven to be able to handle pressure, and that goes a long way. And he's got a lot of confidence. You know, this last game against the Bucs wasn't great, but I think he's going to be fine. Or he would have been fine as the season wore on.
I mean, he is what he is. He's a backup. He's he's there just to fill in the shoes for a few games, and that's about it. He's not your 16-game starter type of quarterback.
And he's done a great job, kind of like Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Fitzmagic.
Yeah.
What else?
The NFL. There's nothing much. What else in the NFL besides?
Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we fix the penalty thing? I mean, I don't. Don't be like that idiot on the Positive Sports Podcast that all he did was complain about the VAR and didn't come up with a solution. Give me a solution to this. I don't even know what to call it. This penalty situation.
You know what you do, or what the commish does?
What?
Just let them freaking play. Just let them play. Does it really matter at the end of the day?
Absolutely.
Come on, man. Just let them play.
If the quarterbacks get hurt, no one wants to watch the game.
It's part of the game. Quarterback's going to go down. I mean, look, if the quarterback's going to get hurt and be out, it's just going to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Just let them play. That's it.
That's not what the NFL wants.
I don't know. I don't have a solution, but it's going to cost a team down the line. It's going to cost a team down the line.
Yeah. You know, again, I think Green Bay...
And in the playoffs, the refs are going to call it even if...
Are they?
Yeah. In the playoffs, even more so.
But in the playoffs, they swallow their whistle quite a bit.
Nah, because in the playoffs, you really don't want to see the backup quarterback.
No, but I mean, on some of these plays... I think if they call it all season long, players will be so much more careful around the quarterback that there won't be any big hits on the quarterback and the referees won't have to call it. I just don't understand. I need some clarification on what these linemen and linebackers are supposed to do when they get to the quarterback. The hit by Clay Matthews, I mean, it was an arm tackle. It was an arm tackle around the waist. I mean,
isn't that how you're taught to tackle?
I mean... You don't get a much lighter hit than that. I'm willing to bet that if you ask Kirk Cousins... By the way, the Vikings are the only thing I know what's going on. The Vikings look good this season.
He brought them back yesterday.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins looks good. But, I mean, if you ask Kirk Cousins, he'll probably tell you that was the lightest sack, or not even a sack, but hit that he took probably all day. I mean, it just didn't look like that big of a deal.
I wonder if they're teaching kids in Pee Wee League and, high school football to tackle any different. If they're...
I'm sure it's trickling down.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got the ejection rules in college for leading with the head and things like that in the crown of the helmet. And that stuff will filter all the way
Cam
down.
Newton took a hit yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Guy got ejected right away.
Oh, well. Huh? Same thing with the Bengals guy from Week 1, right? When he plastered Andrew.
That one was worse.
Yeah.
Than
that's the worst one we've seen. I'm okay with those. The one on Kirk Cousins yesterday by Clay Matthews.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about okay with sending the guy off?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay. Gotcha. The Cincinnati guy getting ejected, I had no problem with that. The Carolina, the guy that hit Cam Newton, I'm okay with that as well. It's the Clay Matthews one that really bothers me. And in the one against Ben in the first week by the Browns, by Myles Garrett.
I didn't see that one.
He barely touched him.
Soft, man.
It is soft.
Did you hear LeBron James and Kevin Durant's rap song? They're single?
No, but I am all in on the Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem raps.
It's over.
Yeah, no, it's over, right? They've each come out with their own thing. I almost think it's a publicity stunt. Which one did you like better?
Oh, Eminem, all day.
I liked Eminem's better, but not by that much. Machine Gun Kelly's rap was pretty good. I liked it.
There's something wrong with you. No, it was
Why?
horrible.
It wasn't horrible.
It wasn't good.
It was good.
It was okay.
I thought it was good.
It was okay.
You're just going on the name.
I'm an Eminem stan. He had that song, Stan.
Yeah.
He's talking about me.
Look, I love Eminem as well.
I'll take Eminem all day.
Well, no, yeah, I'd take Eminem all day over Machine Gun Kelly. I'm just saying that Rap Devil tune by Machine Gun Kelly, I thought was pretty good.
And you're going to name yourself Machine Gun Kelly? That's a horrible rap name.
Why? As opposed to what?
Machine Gun...
What's a good rap name?
I don't know.
Bob?
I don't know what would be your rap name?
Ed from accounting.
Ed the Head. Yeah, what would
Ed from accounting?
What would be my rap name?
Mine would be EBR.
EBR?
Yeah.
EBR the VAR. DJ Bar.
EBR.
What the hell is EBR?
Or BRE. Business Rap Ed.
Business Rap Ed. We should come out with a single. I bet we can do it.
All we gotta do is like trash Jay-Z or something, and he'll come out with one, and we'll make a freaking mint.
And we'll retire after that.
No, we'll keep doing the show.
No, we won't. No, we'll do the podcast. We'll retire from rapping.
Pick up my own. I'll go get my own cheese.
No, we'll retire from rapping.
No, we'll blow.
We'll be Vanilla Ice, hit wonder.
No, we'll blow another one out like 4 years from now. And like every 4 years, we'll just pick somebody and diss them.
Yeah, we can do it.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I dare you to write a rap.
I can't even write.
English.
I can't even write.
I'm having a hard time with English. Thank you very much.
I failed English. It's not my first language. We talked about this already.
It is. Well, no, it's not your first
really
language. You learned Spanish first.
That's right.
I learned, but you learned English pretty early on, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah.
Learned them at the same time.
Yeah. I didn't.
Seriously, we learned them at the same time.
You did. I didn't. I didn't learn English until I was like 3.
You're not as smart as I was when I was...
No, because my parents kept me up under wraps.
They rap too?
They thought they had Jesus Christ. They were like, this kid is too much, bro. We're keeping it ourselves. This is our genius.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
No.
Canelo Triple G?
Oh my God. Dude. Why did this one even happen? If Triple G won the first one.
Because it makes a lot of money.
Triple G won the first one.
Absolutely.
This should have been a tie. A draw. I'm sorry. A draw. Yeah, a draw. There's no way Canelo won this fight.
I mean, it's close enough that I don't have a problem.
I mean, exactly. No. No. If it's close enough, then it needs to be a draw.
No.
There's no way you can rob Triple G the first time and then...
rob him again the second time? Why couldn't you?
No. Boxing is fucking crooked, man.
Hey, look,
I hate it.
You're absolutely right. The first one was a robbery. Absolutely, Triple G won that first fight. This fight, it was close. There were a lot of rounds that could have gone either way. So I don't have 115, 113 Canelo, 114, 114. There were 2 judges that had it for Canelo, 1 that had it a draw. If another judge had come out and said 115, 113 for Triple G, I'd have been okay with that too. I thought there were enough close rounds that you could have a 3 or 4 round swing one way or the other.
Some of the punch stat numbers, I mean, clearly Triple G landed more.
Yeah, and he won those rounds. But there were other rounds where Canelo landed more. I mean, if you go round by round, it's pretty darn close. And again,
I understand it sets up a third one,
and that's the other thing too. It doesn't matter who would have won this fight unless it was a knockout in the first round. There was going to be calls for a third fight.
Horrible.
And Triple G, look, I hate to say it, but you said it earlier, so I agree with you. Triple G has to finish the fight in order to win. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get a decision. We already know that. He beat the brakes off of him the first time and didn't get a decision. So he's got to knock him out. It's the only way he wins a decision. So, and he's getting older. He's getting slower.
Maybe he just needs to eat some tainted meat.
Yeah, those steroid tacos are pretty good.
Yeah. Jack in the Box.
Yeah. I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
I was okay with the result. I was kind of rooting for Triple G because he got hosed the first time, but as the fight itself, from what I saw, the stats I looked at afterwards, I'm okay with.
Close enough.
Close enough to be one way or the other. It's a razor thin decision. If one of those 2 judges scores 1 round the other way, it's a draw. So Canelo literally won by a third of a round, right? 3 judges, one judge flips, and that's the end of it. And one judge flips and it ends up being a draw. So it was razor close. I mean, that's about as close as you can get.
Right.
So I'm okay with it. And, I don't think it was a robbery one way or the other.
Are you excited to see? I don't know if it's a rumor. It sounds like it's true. Pacquiao Mayweather.
No. I wasn't excited to see it the first time. I thought the first time it was too late.
Yeah, it's about 5 years too late.
Yeah, it was too late the first time. At the time I felt like I knew Mayweather was going to win, and he did. And on top of that, Pacquiao walked in with a bum shoulder, which as soon as he said he had a bum shoulder, I thought he was working for the second fight. I didn't realize the second fight was going to take another 5 years.
You're not going to watch, but that fight's going to do numbers again.
Oh, yeah, it's going to do massive numbers. And look, the only thing more overhyped than how much money Mayweather makes is how much money Mayweather doesn't have. That fool is going to end up broke, and I'm willing to bet
he's broke.
I'm willing to bet he's going to fight until someone beats him because he can continue to make these big paychecks. Remember that fight against McGregor a year and a half ago or however long it was? That fight was to pay the IRS. So, and he's probably got taxes from that.
Right.
And his stupid ass probably didn't pay him. So, he needs another fight so he can pay those taxes now. So, I don't...
Hey, say what you want about Mayweather. All of his opponents need to thank him.
Oh,
because without him, they wouldn't get paid. And he rightfully so deserves the higher end of the cut, right?
No, from a business perspective, the guy, from a revenue generating perspective, the guy's a mad genius. I mean, he's really done. Remember, he was Pretty Boy Floyd back in his Olympic days. And, he got screwed over by whoever his promoter was at the time, Bob Arum or whatever. And it's not until he went off on his own and started this whole The Money Team thing that he really started to raise. So from a revenue generating perspective, Floyd Mayweather's a genius.
Well,
now from the paying taxes perspective, not so much.
I don't understand. I'll be paying my taxes. I mean, you got all this money. You're just gonna end up worse if you don't pay him.
I hope I pay $1 million in taxes one day.
Just pay it.
Sometimes it's hard to let go of that cheese, bro.
I guess so.
Alrighty, well, I think that's enough for one day.
1 day, not 2 day.
For 2 day, or I guess for a week.
2 days? We should do 2 a days.
For a week, bro. We've been doing this again for a week. Podcast number 37. Famous 37s?
Now that's an odd number. I haven't.
So it's 35 and 33.
Yeah, but 30. Yeah, but those, I don't have it.
The only 37 I can
Troy
think of.
Percival? Don't ask me.
The only 37 I can think of was Lester Hayes, who was a cornerback for the Oakland Raiders back in the day, who was a freaking ball.
I got a good one. That Jay, our cousin, is going to love.
Julius Erving was not number 37.
Rodney Harrison of the Patriots.
Is he 37?
I think so.
Awesome. Rodney Harrison. Look at that. That's a good one.
Rodney Harrison.
That's a good one. I like it.
Caught the game-winning interception, I think, in Super Bowl.
That's right. Whatever Super Bowl that was against the Eagles.
That's right.
Yeah. Boy, he's not having a good week.
No.
The Eagles lose yesterday. He loses a cheesesteak today. It's not going good for him.
No bueno.
I love you, Jay, bro. Sorry.
Jay, bro.
You got a shout out?
I don't have a shout out. I can't think of one. I don't have anyone to shout out. No, there's no one to shout out, bro.
Not even Jay-Z and Beyonce?
No.
I thought y'all were friends.
Well, I like to keep that on the down low. You can't say it too loud. Did you mute before you said that? No.
Sorry.
I don't have a
Okay.
I don't have a shout out.
Suit yourself.
There's no one to shout out.
Don't have a shout out. My shout out goes to one of my good friends, my friend Sonia, ran a marathon yesterday. She ran 3:27 and qualified for Boston. It was her first marathon in, I want to say, over 2 years. She had been dealing with some issues for a while, and she's been slowly but surely making a comeback. And she finally got back up to the marathon distance yesterday. Ran 3:27 at a marathon just outside of Seattle. And so my hat's off. My shout out goes to her. I am extremely proud of her. I had a bunch of friends go run this marathon up in Seattle. And everyone, maybe not everyone met their goals, but everyone had a good time out there at least. She had a good time and met her goals. I'm very proud of her. And so my shout out goes out to you, Sonia. Congrats on a great race yesterday.
What do you have to run to qualify for Boston?
It depends on how old you are and whether you're male or female. And I believe in her case, without outing her age, because she would be mad at me if I did that, I believe she has to run 3:40. So she made it by quite a bit.
So each age group has a different...
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. As you get older, you get more time.
Right.
And women get more time than men. So.
Okay.
But good for her. I know she was pretty nervous about running her first marathon in over 2 years, and so
Sweet.
She was pretty stoked yesterday. And from here, I was texting back and forth and getting results and stuff, and I was pretty happy for her. So Hats off, Sonia. Good job.
Good job.
There's your positive running bit and a shout out all at the same time. And with that, my friends, we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. Episode 37 is in the books. Hey, if y'all want to get a hold of the show, y'all. I've been in Texas too long. If you guys want to get a hold of the show, you can reach us at the Positive Sports email address, which is positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. That's an email address for the show, positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of this guy,
you know how to do it on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho.
Don't be a leader. Be a follower.
Be a leader today.
You don't want him to be a follower?
No, not today. Don't follow
You're
today.
You're ruining it for me. I look forward to that. That's like the highlight of the closing of the show, and you just screwed it up for me.
They already know what to do.
That's all right, because I'm getting a cheesesteak. I don't care about that. If you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well, at eMontana21. And like I said, we've come to the end of another episode. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Jay, send me my cheesesteak. And with that, folks, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.